online. So thank you so much for bearing with us.
Yes, we do apologize that all of this technical details has come. But yeah, I guess 50 people exactly. Okay, so how is it going in Singapore right now? Before I guess we begin.
Well, it's okay. It's good. It's 8:30 right now in Singapore. I think it's 7:30 right now over there in Jakarta, if I'm not wrong.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah?
It's 7:30 here, so
Yeah.
we're just, I guess, we've got this, and then we can start the weekend. And then I guess that. But how is the situation there in Singapore, like with the whole circuit breaker or something like that?
Yeah, so right now we're in phase 2 in Singapore. So basically that means that people can start to dine in. Retail is also open. So right now, today, for myself, I'm in the showroom right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And I could see that you are also in the showroom, right?
That's exactly right. I mean,
Yeah.
while we're at it, I know it's supposed to be more of like a working from home kind of thing, but I guess like it's a good chance for us to showcase. I mean, right behind me, there's actually some Caesarstone. Maybe it's not visible there. So yeah, it's actually my favorite color. That's airy concrete. So if anybody's interested. But I think now that we've got a decent crowd, maybe let's just jump straight into the conversation and let's get the ball rolling. So before we all begin, guys, let me just get some admin done or the technical details done. First of all, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. But some of the stuff that we need to get out first, we're about to begin the session. So please, 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 tell all your friends, tell all your colleagues, or tell everyone, even family, to jump in the discussion. If they have any interest in this topic, we'll be talking about design, and we'll be talking about like maintaining a healthy kitchen and things like that. So next thing is you can click the paper icon down there if you want to forward the link to your friends to make it all easy. The link that Vivian is pointing to. Yeah. And then lastly, if there are any questions at any time, please feel free to click on that questions deck card. Looks like a card deck with a question on top. Please click that and drop in a question. We would be more than happy to answer. We'll answer them towards the end though. And lastly, this is actually kind of important for both Vivian and myself. If you agree or like what we are trying to say, please spam the heart button or the like button so we know we're on the right track, okay? And yeah, let's all do that Korean thing.
That's right, I see
that. That one there,
I see that.
let's there.
More hearts.
Okay. So I guess now that all the technical details is out of the way, let's just jump in. And I think first I need to introduce myself. So I'll be the host today. My name is Gavin. I'm the business development for Citatah. And I guess just a little bit of a background of who we are at Citatah and what we do. We are the pioneers of the marble and the natural stone industry in Indonesia. We were founded in 1974. So just June last year, we celebrated our sapphire anniversary of 45 years. And the first quarry we founded in Indonesia was actually in the Citatah region. So hence the company name as an homage to the area which we founded the marble industry in. We also distribute other international brands, which include Caesarstone, but we also have other brands from Europe and Southeast Asia. However, that's for another time. If you're interested in them, please shoot us a DM or shoot us a message, and we'll get back to you. And lastly, ini untuk para viewer Indonesia, kalau misalnya ada pertanyaan atau ada komentar, silahkan saja pakai bahasa Indonesia. Cuman sayangnya, dikarenakan tamu kita dari Singapura, streamnya akan dipakai bahasa Inggris. Tetapi silakan tanya aja, nanti saya akan terjemahkan untuk Vivian, dan nanti Vivian juga saya akan menerjemahkan jawaban dari beliau untuk para penonton. So, that's my introduction done. I'll throw it over to you, and I'll let Vivian take the show now.
Just to introduce myself, I'm Vivian Feng, and I'm head of marketing for Caesarstone South East Asia, and I'm based in Singapore. So for those who doesn't know about Caesarstone, so Caesarstone is actually the pioneer that invented quartz surfaces. We've been around for 30 years, and we are the industry leader in the market. So when you think about when you think about quartz surfaces, you think about Caesarstone.
No worries.
So
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. some stuff. My bad.
No, it's okay. So I just wanted to talk about like why are we having this conversation today? Is that cleaning our homes is not something that we can push off or delay. It's becoming a necessity in this pandemic. So right now there are so many products out there, and there's a lot of confusion on what to use and what not to use on different surfaces. So, and I would say that for everyone, we have work, we have to take care of the family, there's only so much time we have left at the end of the day to do cleaning, right? So we all want our things at home to be low maintenance and easy to care for. Yeah, so that's why I think we're exploring this topic to help the audience understand why is Caesarstone a choice, a good choice for homes.
Got it. I think like maybe just to add in, it's not just really about the time, but also, energy for cleaning. Because, like cooking itself, even though it's relatively good at the end, it does drain you quite a bit. So I think I just want to move on forward in that, considering that we're now in the transition between working from home and working from the office, we still do spend a lot of time at home. And obviously, to keep ourselves occupied, we do spend a lot of time in the kitchen. So considering that there's a lot more activities like cooking and baking within the kitchen, it's now become a central area to the house.
Yeah.
And considering that now that is a central area, the whole kitchen surface is like the biggest and most important thing to keep clean and maintain health, so that you keep healthy, I guess. And considering that they're a naturally messy area with all the activities that happen, including chopping, cutting, accidental spillage, say you're having a glass of wine or maybe a hot chocolate, you spill it on the table, or maybe even if you're baking, you put flour on the table. So that does get like dirty. Well, it will get dirty,
really messy.
and you need to clean it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think considering that it's that naturally messy area and we have to maintain it, so maybe you can just run us through how Caesarstone is that more hygienic and, more importantly, more convenient option to clean in comparison to the other surfaces available.
So I think as a start, it's good to know what exactly is Caesarstone. It's good to understand the properties of it as well. So Caesarstone is actually made up from up to approximately 90% quartz. And then it's also comprising of high quality polymer resin, as well as, for example, the patterns that you see over here. This is actually from the organic pigments to give it the color and patterns. Because of the content and the way it's formed, it's virtually non-porous. So that's the key word that we want to remember today. And it is precisely because the material itself is non-porous. Bacteria and mold cannot breed beneath the surface, and hence making it a hygienic option to use at home. So on top of that, Caesarstone is also very durable. It is crack and chip resistant. So there's less chance that the bacteria would be stuck on the surface when you're trying to clean up, right? So another good thing is that it comes in large sizes, unlike tiles. So something like this that you see, it's a large slab design that you can see here. So it's not like tiles. With less joint lines, then definitely it means that your cleaning will be a lot simpler as well. Our products are also certified under the International Health and Safety Foundation Sanitary Standards, also known as the NSF 51. This means that Caesarstone is safe to use during your food preparation and food handling processes. So they are used in millions of homes worldwide, right? And in places that require very strict standards in cleanliness and sterile environment. So for example, you're looking at maybe say, to name drop a few examples would be, for example, the Starbucks coffee chain in US and the McDonald's chain in Australia.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I think we've got some Australian alumni here. I know I went to uni with some of you guys, and we all know how, I guess, a stickler for the rules Australia is. So if Caesarstone's being used in a place like McDonald's, that's a good recommendation that it is it's not one of, it is the probably cleanest and most safest material to use in that. But I think to have a better understanding, I mean, right now we're just talking about Caesarstone. Maybe we can get a comparison of Caesarstone and its performance versus other surfaces available out there on the market.
Yeah, sure. If you could help me, you can put up the table.
Let me just open that up and hopefully it doesn't kill the stream. That should be available open now, and I guess for the viewers to see.
Yes, great. It's great.
Okay.
Yeah. So you might not be able to see very clearly. So I'll explain to you and to the audience what this table actually means. So this table is reflecting the tests conducted in Italy. So we're comparing Caesarstone, which is on the left in the orange column, and then together with natural stones such as granite or marble that is in the middle. And then on the right-hand side, you have the laminate, which is basically like your artificial material, like laminates, solid surface, for example. So in general, as you can see, the orange triple dot, right? Orange means it is in the excellent rating. So as you can see, Caesarstone is almost entirely in the excellent rating as compared with other materials. So, for example, what you can see here is that it's scratch resistant, it's stain resistant, chip, crack, heat resistant, and household chemicals, acid and solvent. So it really does outperform other surfaces when it comes to all these properties. And I think most importantly, we have also stated here that for the non-porous portion and the mold and mildew resistant portion, it's also in the excellent stage as compared to the other materials on the chart here, right? So as for, like, for example, heat resistance, you could see that it's under the good rating, but historically they have outperformed like natural material or artificial material that's listed here as well. Yeah. I see.
I'll just leave this image a bit longer for you viewers to see. Sure. But I think with heat resistance, just jumping on that point, I mean, we coming from the background of like natural stone, we do actually see that Caesarstone does tend to perform better if we compare it to like granites and marbles. So I mean, when it comes to heat, we personally from Citatah, we would recommend using Caesarstone.
I see. We have an advocate here.
Well, I mean, it's not just to like sell the stuff, but it's the reality.
Yeah,
I mean, considering that Citatah's forte is actually in natural stone and marble, we have a good experience and a good understanding of the performance in general. But I think like we have forgotten to mention one type of surface out there, which is actually becoming relatively popular here in Indonesia. It's a newcomer to the market, and that is porcelain. Maybe we can get a more in-depth comparison between the two, even though that is not up there in the chart.
Yeah, okay. I would say porcelain is relatively new to the market. The performance is quite good as the material is pretty durable. They do still have their set of limitations. So, for example, Caesarstone is ranks very high on flexural strength, right? That simply means flexibility. So hence it can do like curved surface design and can absorb impact better than porcelain surface. And let me just show everyone what we mean by curved surface design very quickly.
Okay. Sure.
So this is the table that we have here in our showroom. And this curvature is, well, it's something that, natural stones or porcelain surfaces would not be able to achieve.
Okay. So that curved surface right there, that's from a single slab, right? That's not like from a block and then cut into that curve, right?
Exactly, yes. So you'll find that natural stones and porcelain surfaces, because they don't have that kind of flexural strength, so they wouldn't be able to do that kind of curved surface.
Got it. Okay. And I guess one of the clearer design wins is the fact that the patterning and the veining of the Caesarstone actually goes through all the way, right?
Yeah, that's right. So for example, I think I have a sample over here. So you could see that this is the stone over here. This is one of our colors, the Imperial White, that looks like marble as well. You could see that the pattern actually runs through the entire body of it and not just on the surface. So for porcelain, because it's one layer on top, that's where the pattern lies. Whereas for Caesarstone, it actually runs throughout the whole body. So wherever you cut, you'll be able to see the same pattern that's going to run inside and within the body itself. Yeah, so you're not going to get like, you're going to get a continual pattern out of it.
So I guess it's also a winner in the design frame, in the design space, sorry. Not just in terms of the...
Yeah, exactly. So this is another one. I think this is more obvious. This is Moreland fog over here. And you could see the design actually runs through. And of course, because of the thickness, this is the regular thickness that we have. I think it's the same for Indonesia, right? 20 mm.
Yeah, we tend to supply a lot. We do supply the other thicknesses available. However, that's our most popular one available.
Right. Okay. So, for example, for this 20 mm, you could actually do a curved surface. You could cut it as curved, or you could, do whatever patterns like rounded edges, and that's something that you cannot achieve with a thinner surface like porcelain. Yep.
Got it. So I think obviously just to reinforce the point, the fact that Caesarstone itself is a non-porous material because of the ingredients, if you could say, and also the way that it's produced.
That's right, yeah.
That obviously means that it is the healthiest out there because of that non-porous nature. It's bacteria resistant, if not bacteria immune. And then it's mold and mildew resistant. I mean, aside from bacteria, especially if you're cooking, you don't want the nasty stuff like mold and mildew coming into your flour or coming into your
I think that's the last
chicken
thing that we
or whatever.
Want to do. Yeah, that's the last thing we want to get. Yeah. So with all these properties, it being like non-porous, bacteria, mold, and mildew resistant, this makes Caesarstone a much easier surface to clean and maintain on a daily basis.
So, I mean, talking about how easy it is to clean and maintain, let's maybe jump into that. I mean, considering a lot of us here, millennials, we're maybe a bit too tired to clean up after we make the cooking. And especially here, the Indonesians, I'm looking at you guys, we have our pembantus to help us out. So I think let's just jump into that. It's like, considering how tired we get and the amount of products available on the market for cleaning, what are the products that go into like cleaning Caesarstone? Because if we look at other surfaces, they have like a recommended product, so not to damage it. What about Caesarstone?
Yeah, so if you're looking at how to clean the surface for bacteria and stains, for the easy cleanups that you do right after your cooking and all, you can use a mild detergent and just dilute it with water, and then use a damp cloth, and then to wipe the surface. And then if you're looking at more stubborn marks, let's say left behind by wine or curry, turmeric, all these with very high staining possibilities, you can use a Cif all-purpose cream cleanser, and then you can dilute it and use with a 3M non-scratch pad. These are just some of the things that we're recommending. So like I think everyone knows this brand. This is the original, and we also have they also have the lemon.
So is this what you use for cleaning, or is that your like beauty blogger routine or something?
Can you see? Can you see this? And this is the 3M all-purpose cleaning pad. You could also use this one as well. Do this. Can you see now?
Yeah. So the beauty blogger action is in there.
Yeah,
I assume you use that for the kitchen, right? Not for your beauty routine, right?
No. yes. We can use this for the kitchen. So all these, they are really easy to find in the big or small supermarkets in Singapore, and they're really cheap. And I think right now, because with all these, people are more concerned about how to clean, effectively clean off coronavirus, how to eliminate that. So the thing is that in Singapore, the National Environment Agency actually came up with a list of cleaning agents and cleaning ingredients that is targeted at cleaning coronavirus. So many of these, we've reviewed it, and you could actually use many of it on Caesarstone countertop. So I actually brought this from home.
Okay.
This is a Cif all-purpose cleaner that you can see here. So it's like in a easy spray bottle. Yeah. So this particular one, you could use it on many surfaces. In fact, microwave, stainless steel, cooktops, fridge, etc., and other appliances as well. So I think it's pretty much all-purpose cleaner. And because this has one of the ingredients that was listed in the NEA list, so this is one of the things that were recommended. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, just follow the instructions behind, and I think we're all good to go. Yeah.
I see.
Okay. So what about, other than in Singapore, this is what we have. What about in Indonesia?
So in Indonesia, we actually have the stuff available as well. Except here, we don't call it Cif. We actually call it Chif because we want to be different that way, and it's a language difference. So yeah. Quick language lesson for the non-Indonesians there. C in the Indonesian language becomes CH, so we call it Chif because we want to be different.
Okay.
And we also use just the dishwashing sponge, which is just standard. I actually just ran to my Alphamart, which is right next to me. My Indonesian guys and girls will know what an Alphamart is, but those who aren't Indonesian, it's effectively like your 7-Eleven or convenience store. So yeah, I just picked them up cheap right next door, which is great.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Makes it easy.
Yeah. So, for example, let's say if you want to know, for the audience, if you want to know what other ingredients can I use on the different surfaces in the kitchen, you can also go on to our website. We actually have written an article on what sort of, products to use on the different surfaces. Yeah. And just to add on one more point is that one of the after-sales service for Caesarstone homeowners is that we can arrange a one-time cleaning demonstration at their place after the installation. So, but if you're not comfortable, right, having someone over at your place during this pandemic, the other thing that you can do is to search for our cleaning demonstration video that is on our YouTube channel as well. Is at Caesarstone SEA. Just simply that. Yeah, that's our channel. Yeah.
So Caesarstone actually provides an after-sale service where you will have someone go into your house and clean it. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Is that like a one-off thing, or is it, say, like we're maybe a bit too tired after like a hard night of cooking and maybe a bit of drinking? Can we like call you guys and say, hey, we need some cleaning done?
I think pretty much it's a one-time demonstration, but it's quite straightforward. It's pretty much what I just shared with you earlier. So, one-time demonstration.
Damn. So we can only use it once, yeah. Okay, I mean, people in Singapore, in Indonesia, we're still yet to have that after-sale service, but maybe in Singapore, use that service sparingly. I mean, if you've had a hard night of cooking and drinking, that's probably the time you should use that call. I mean, why not? It's a good service. But I think just moving forward, I mean, like maybe the discussion that we've had all this time has been about the kitchen area and like Caesarstone within the kitchen. I would actually like to share with the audience that we've seen Caesarstone be used outside of the kitchen. I mean, in Indonesia, despite, it's more commonly used within that area. We've seen it in the bathroom, specifically used as like vanities and countertops. But we've actually seen it used in walling before. So we've seen it in like TV walls and to create maybe a nice effect, natural stone effect, but with something more resilient.
Right.
What about you in Singapore? Have you seen like more unique placements or how?
Actually, in Singapore, the most common application is also in the kitchen. But we've also seen customers where they also customize for their dining tables, their study table, or else, they could have it in the living room as their coffee table, as well as the TV panel, because these are all the places where I think a lot of attention is drawn to it. And when you have a surface that has a different pattern, for example, like marble, it can really add a nice accent to the house as well. So, and some people, they just want a consistent theme across the whole house. So ultimately, if you think of Caesarstone as a surface, you could pretty much put it anywhere you like.
Got it. So I think just going through the chat, we've had a couple of questions already come in, and I think I don't think they are good questions. The first one came up, and that's to do with a warranty. So maybe we can just go through if there is any warranty for Caesarstone.
Yeah. So Caesarstone, we do provide warranty. You're looking at 10 years warranty. So once you get your Caesarstone, for the Singapore homeowners, once you get your Caesarstone, you could register your warranty online on our website, actually. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Also, just a note from Citatah ourselves, we actually do carry the same 10-year warranty that Caesarstone Singapore carries. So if anyone is going to buy Caesarstone, we also have that. The next question I want to jump into is actually, do you have a non-shiny surface? I mean, because considering the ones that we've been shown are quite shiny, are there any other available surfaces?
Okay. Yeah, actually, we do have two different type of textured matte surfaces. They're called concrete and rough.
Yep.
So maybe I can just quickly show you guys how it looks like.
No worries.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
we get a free tour of the
tour of the showroom. Okay, so over here we could see this is fresh concrete and frozen terra. These are what we call the concrete finishes. This is a bit of a terrazzo finish. And over here, what you can see is that this is actually a sleek concrete, sleek matte finish over here. And then whereas we also have a rough surface that I just mentioned to you. This is cloudburst concrete. And so you could see, this is a lot rougher actually, in fact. Yeah, so you could see the texture and all. You could feel that you could feel the coarseness of it. So this is to actually give it more of an industrial look to it, and the roughness, the rawness of industrial material. So for example, like airy concrete, topaz concrete, and rugged concrete. Yeah, so all these are also our textured finish. And Caesarstone is actually the first one to come up with a finish like this. So
got it.
Yeah. It is actually really intriguing and interesting when you touch and feel it in person. But don't worry, I'll sanitize it later on.
Don't forget that. I mean, that's a big no-no.
Yes. Sanitize my hands later as well.
And you can also sanitize because you got the chif there available, right? So you can just do a quick rub or something. Right.
I think I might rub off a layer if I use that.
Possibly. Well, I think while we're talking about that, considering how layers and that, is it any more difficult or any less convenient, if you're having to clean the rough and concrete surfaces?
Well, actually, the concrete and rough finishes, they are just as stain and scratch resistant as our polished surface, because they are all made of the same material, basically the same quartz and resin and polymer together, right? It's just that the way they are finished, they are different. So, but they might not disguise marks as well as the polished finish, meaning that you should do more regular cleaning. If you have something that might possibly stain it, you should clean off faster. That's one other thing,
So it's more just having to do it more often than it taking a longer time to clean, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I think we still have some time for more questions to answer, right? Because I've got a couple which are quite interesting, actually.
I'm
There's
also
actually
looking through the list
the question
here.
deck, right?
Yeah. I'm also
Yeah.
looking through the list here. They're quite
I,
interesting.
I think there are two questions which are very relatively similar. I think I want to answer that. That's to do with like the curvature. So the first question is, how do you make that curvature using Caesarstone, like the one that was shown in the table? And the second part to that, I guess, would be, is Caesarstone sorry, let me just reread the question. Is Caesarstone can use for... Okay, can we use Caesarstone for curved or organic objects without being segmented?
Yeah, I think just now I have talked about that Caesarstone can be used as a curved surface, meaning...
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty much like what we have here as our display table over here. You can do a curved table like this. That's no problem at all. Yeah.
Got it. And then how do you actually create that curvature? Because I think that was one of the questions available there.
We usually go through an installer who have the technical knowledge on how to do so, because it can be quite a complex process as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so you need a good installer to be able to accomplish that.
Okay. I think that for that question, because we've answered the questions for Away 78T and Velika, I think for We Architect, in regards how you do the curvature, please feel free to drop an Instagram message to Vivian through Caesarstone C. And I'm pretty sure Vivian would be more than happy to actually take you through the steps on how we do that curvature. I'll fill you in
with more details, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I think let's just answer a couple more because there's not that many left and they're relatively self-explanatory. We've got a question from Freddie Budiman. That is it possible to use as a flooring material?
Oh, okay. Yes, we have used Caesarstone for flooring materials as well. So if you would like to talk about that, you could also email us and we can provide you more information.
No worries. And then I think jumping to the quick questions, because these are relatively easy. We got a question from J. Utomo. Will an overnight wine spill stain?
Yeah, so for this, the thing is about stains, right? For every surfaces, there's always this possibility of staining. But for Caesarstone, it is relatively more stain resistant as compared to other common kitchen surfaces. But still, we call it stain resistant. We don't call it stain proof.
Okay.
So whenever you encounter something that's spilled on the counter, you should always try your best to clean it off as soon as you can, attend to it as soon as you can, rather than leaving it there, for the possibility to stain. So far, we haven't, if you're talking about just overnight, we usually don't see much issues regarding, wine spillage. Yeah. Okay,
got it. Yeah. So I think for that question to Jutomo, please just clean it up. I mean, it's not going to be staining that if it won't stain, but please, why would you want wine unless you've had a hard night's drinking? Pretty sure that may have happened.
Just get one of these things that I just introduced earlier, and I think it's pretty straightforward to clean up. Yeah.
Okay. I think maybe we can answer two or three more questions, and then because of the time is coming up, and I'm pretty sure everyone is thinking TGIF and they want the weekend to begin. But I think there's a question. I think it's double submitted by Andy Handoko. The first question is, this is actually the question. For rough surface, is it still stain resistant, considering that rough surfaces tend to be porous?
Yes, so rough surfaces or concrete surfaces, they also have the stain and stain resistance as the polished surface. It's just that for polished surface, it's a lot easier to clean off because it's so smooth, right? So for example, like what I mentioned earlier, as long as you don't have any crevices, it's a lot easier to clean. So for polished surface, because it's so smooth, definitely it's going to be easier to clean than your rough or concrete surface.
Got it. So it's still stain resistant, I guess, yeah?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
definitely. Yeah.
And I think two last questions we want, again from Away78T, to do with the curve. Can all types or all thicknesses can be made into a curve, or is it only with a 20 millimeter?
There are certain sizes that are used more so for this curvature. So if you're interested, you can talk to us to find out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. So I think in regards any questions to do with the the curving form, please shoot a message to Caesarstone C, and I know for sure Vivian will be very happy to answer your questions there. There seems to be a lot of interest in creating these curved designs, and I have to say, they are pretty cool, and they seem to be much easier to do than if it's a natural stone. I think we have like one final question which we can answer, because I think, again, it is to do with time constraints. For everybody else who still has a question that hasn't been answered, please feel free to shoot a message to myself through Citatah.official, and we will get back to you, or also to Caesarstone C, and we will also get back, or Vivian will get back to you on that. But the last question I think we want to have is, considering that now it's still like working from home and everybody's still digitally based, does Caesarstone have any online tools available to help the customer?
Yes, actually, in fact, since the start of circuit breaker in Singapore, so Caesarstone has developed a couple of online tools to actually help guide customers on how to choose Caesarstone for their own house. So on our website, you could actually go and check it out. We have a digital sample book. This is where you can download swatches. It's like a flip book, ranging from light to dark, so you could easily pick out something that catches your eye. We also have a visualizer. So this is where you could select your Caesarstone surface and then match it with the cabinet color or the flooring color. You know, sometimes you are a little confused, like, oh, you know, does this go with a green, or does this color, does it go with you know, a white or a gray or something like that, you know. And the visualizer has all these colors where you can mix and match, and then it's basically to help you visualize your kitchen. Yeah. So, and if, let's say, if any of you have any quick questions, you could always go onto our website. Our live chat agents are also on our website to answer questions. We are there Monday to Friday, 9 to 6 p.m. And then for those who actually, you know, prefer to stay home but still wants to see and feel, you know, the colors in person rather than referring to the online tools that we have, we also are able to mail out these samples to you for free. You'll be getting samples like these sizes. And they are actually quite, so you could actually see and touch the surface. These are actual, these are made from the actual material that we use to make our counters as well. And then we can mail up to 4 samples per request. Yeah. But if you know, still prefer to want to see, you know, the large displays in full detail, for example, like when you want to determine like the patterns that you want to see, especially like marble pattern ones, you know, if you want to, you can also come down to our showroom to take a look. In Singapore, it's actually located in Suntec City, Tower 3 at level 3. Yeah, so it's quite nearby SingPost. Yeah, and you know, it's good if you want to see large displays in full detail. Yeah. So what about in Indonesia as well?
Well, I guess what we have available is we actually just recently reopened our showroom in early June, because that's when Indonesia launched this new normal initiative. We do welcome any walk-ins, but please, we actually highly recommend appointments. This is to protect your safety and also the safety of our employees as well. But please, if you're dropping by through Jalan Satrio and you want to say like, hey, this is a cool place I want to see, please drop by and we will be more than happy to accommodate to you. We also have a website, which is citatah.co.id, which goes into further detail of not just Caesarstone, but all the other business lines we do. However, that is currently going through a revamp. But to also help assist, we actually have an e-catalog, which is exhaustive, including for all the stuff that we provide. If you are interested, please drop us a DM or send an email or just contact us, and we will immediately send you one. In regards, we can also send you samples, whether it's Caesarstone, natural stone, or all the other materials we provide. Just again, drop us a message or get in contact with us, and we will also provide you a sample. So pretty much that's what we do here in Citatah. So very similar to Caesarstone, I guess.
That's great. That's good to know.
Yeah, I think for our address, just because you added it, like we also need to add ours. Our address is in Jalan Satrio, Blok C4, nomor 10. We're right across Kuningan City and right next door to Padang Sederhana. So if you're going through the mall or enjoying your nasi padang and you're saying you want to see some cool stones, please drop by our showroom and we'll take care of you. Get that done. But I think that's all the time we have for today because it's already 8:15. I think maybe it's time to wrap it up. I think Vivian's excited to go home and enjoy her TGIF.
It's Friday.
Or, yeah. I mean, yeah, it is TGIF. So I assume you're probably going to go to Clark Key or like Jalan Besar or somewhere.
No. I mean, it's it's still phase 2. We're still being careful. Yeah.
Ah, okay. I see. I thought you were gonna go down to like say Jalan Besar or go out to like Switcher and have some dim sum or something. Ah, okay.
No.
That's unfortunate then. But yeah, so let's wrap it up today. And I think first, to all the Indonesian viewers, please remember to visit both our pages, talking about Citatah.official and Caesarstone Sea. Please like it and share any images to your friends that you like, or also share it with us, and maybe we can create something for you guys as well. I'll throw it over to Vivian. Maybe there are any closing remarks.
Yeah, sure. If you're from Singapore or anywhere else in Southeast Asia, at Caesarstone SEA Instagram, we constantly share real-life application photos submitted by interior design firms. So you could check that out, and hopefully that could inspire the audience for their home renovation. And most importantly, talk to your interior designers or contractors and request for Caesarstone.
Okay, got it. I think that's pretty much the closing remarks for we have today. Firstly, I would just really like to thank all of the viewers from both Indonesia, from Singapore, or wherever you are in the world, not just Southeast Asia. We hope maybe, I know for sure that there's Bisaza's team right here as well from Italy joining in. So shout out to Rosella and your team. Thank you very much for attending. But I'd really like to extend a very great thank you to you, Vivian, for having your time spared for us.
You're welcome.
Especially on a Friday.
And thank you to all the audience that actually tuned in on a Friday evening.
I mean, I understand that like everybody's ready to go home and enjoy their weekend. So thank you to both Vivian and everyone in the audience. It's been a great pleasure to host you, Vivian, and also all our viewers. I hope everyone here has picked up a tip or two on cleaning the kitchen, whether it's from using Chif and a sponge or maybe using Caesarstone in a new kitchen. But I think one thing I want to recap here is we will have this saved and we will upload it into our highlights. So please look it up shortly in our Instagram profiles. Again, Citatah.official and Caesarstone Sea. But please, if anyone here has questions that weren't answered, and I know there are still a couple of questions that we didn't have time to answer, please contact either myself through Citatah.official or Vivian through Caesarstone SEA, and we will be more than happy to accommodate any and all questions that you guys have.
All right, cool.
Yep, so I guess that's all from me, and I guess good night. Enjoy your Friday and enjoy your weekend, everybody.
Bye, happy Friday, everyone.
Bye-bye. Happy Friday, everyone. And thank you again for your time. Bye-bye.